Myanmar was hit by a massive 7.7 magnitude earthquake on March 28, 2025, at exactly 12:50 p.m. local time. The epicenter was located near Mandalay, one of the country's major cities, at a shallow depth of just 10 kilometers. Because of this, the earthquake's intensity was extremely high, causing widespread destruction across the region. The moment of impact. Eyewitnesses reported that the ground shook violently for nearly a full minute. Buildings swayed and crumbled, roads split open, and communication lines went down almost instantly. People ran in panic, trying to escape collapsing structures, while thick clouds of dust filled the air. It was complete chaos. The earthquake's tremors were so powerful that they were felt in neighboring countries like Thailand, China, India, and Bangladesh. In Bangkok, Thailand's capital, people rushed out of high-rise buildings as windows shattered and walls cracked. A 34-story building in the city collapsed, resulting in at least 10 deaths and trapping more than 100 people inside. Back in Myanmar, the situation was far worse. The death toll climbed rapidly within hours. In cities like Taungoo, Ongban, and Mandalay, entire neighborhoods were reduced to rubble. Hospitals were overwhelmed with casualties, and rescuers struggled to reach people buried under debris. Government response and rescue operations. In the immediate aftermath, Myanmar's ruling military government, led by General Min Aung Hlaing, declared a national emergency. The military and local authorities launched search and rescue operations, but the scale of the disaster was too large to handle alone. International aid was urgently needed. The United Nations, along with countries like the United States, China, India, and Japan, quickly responded by sending rescue teams, medical supplies, and emergency food aid. Despite these efforts, logistical challenges made relief operations extremely difficult. Many of Myanmar's roads were destroyed or blocked by landslides, preventing rescue teams from reaching the worst-hit areas. Electricity and water supplies were completely cut off in several regions, leaving thousands of people stranded without basic necessities. Adding to the crisis, the earthquake triggered a series of aftershocks. The most powerful aftershock, measuring 6.4 on the Richter scale, struck just 12 minutes after the main quake. This caused even more destruction, further weakening already damaged structures and making rescue efforts even more dangerous. Impact on neighboring countries. Aside from Myanmar, Thailand was one of the worst-hit neighboring countries. In Bangkok, the powerful tremors caused panic among residents, and many skyscrapers developed visible cracks. Authorities quickly evacuated several buildings to prevent further casualties. In China's Yunnan and Sichuan provinces, minor damages were reported, though no casualties occurred. Meanwhile, in India, the northeastern states of Manipur, Mizoram, and Nagaland experienced moderate shaking, but no significant damage was recorded. However, Bangladesh's coastal areas were put on high alert, as scientists feared the earthquake could trigger a tsunami in the Bay of Bengal. Fortunately, no major tsunami was detected, but emergency protocols remained in place as a precaution. The struggles of survivors. For the survivors in Myanmar, life after the earthquake became a fight for survival. Thousands of people were left homeless, forced to sleep in open spaces due to fear of more aftershocks. Makeshift shelters were set up, but food, water, and medical supplies quickly ran out. Hospitals were overflowing with patients, many of whom suffered from severe injuries. With limited medical resources and staff, doctors were forced to perform emergency surgeries under challenging conditions. In some cases, power outages made it impossible to operate medical equipment, leading to tragic losses. As relief efforts continued, horrifying stories emerged. Families were trapped under rubble for hours, some even for days, before being rescued. In one case, a 6-year-old girl was pulled out alive after being stuck under a collapsed building for over 30 hours, an emotional moment that brought hope amid the devastation. The bigger picture: why this happened. Myanmar is located along the Saguing Fault, one of the most active seismic zones in the region. This fault line has been responsible for numerous earthquakes in the past, but this recent one is the most powerful since the 1912 Myanmar earthquake, which had an estimated magnitude of 7.9. Geologists believe that the buildup of pressure along the fault over decades finally released, causing this catastrophic event. While earthquakes are natural occurrences, experts say that Myanmar's lack of earthquake-resistant infrastructure significantly increased the damage and loss of life. The road to recovery. The coming weeks and months will be critical for Myanmar as it begins the long process of rebuilding. Experts estimate that it will take years to restore the affected regions. The economic impact is also expected to be severe, as thousands of businesses were destroyed, and the country's already struggling economy took another major hit. International aid will play a crucial role in helping Myanmar recover. The question now is, will this disaster lead to long-term improvements in the country's infrastructure and disaster preparedness, or will history repeat itself the next time an earthquake strikes? For now, the focus remains on saving lives and supporting the survivors, but one thing is clear: this earthquake has changed Myanmar forever.